This season has seen many of the team principals disagreeing quite openly on multiple topics, and Renault's Cyril Abiteboul and Racing Point's Otmar Szafnauer have been two team bosses who have often thrown verbal jabs at each other, ever since it was alleged and later determined that Racing Point had infringed on the sporting regulations by using some of Mercedes' design elements from 2019. And they seem to be at it again, as they have now expressed. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, Abiteboul gets into a war of words with Otmar over illegal car. Otmar fired the first shot by referencing Renault's future driver Fernando Alonso's impending participation in the young driver test. I've got to understand the rules. I was surprised to see Fernando being allowed to test, so we've got to have that discussion with the FIA. I think the rules are pretty clear. It's a young driver test, and a two-time world champion almost in his 40s, or in his 40s to me, isn't a young driver. Abiteboul countered by explaining how the FIA can grant special permission to other drivers as well. There is an indication of younger drivers, plus anyone that the FIA will give permission to, and that's in the absolute right of the FIA to do that. He then concluded by reminding Otmar how they had backed down during the whole pink Mercedes saga, and explained how it would be ironic for Racing Point to go after Renault now. So if Otmar wants to build a claim against the FIA, that would be quite rich, keeping in mind that we will know they have an illegal car. We have accepted to settle that one, but if you want to have a go now at the FIA, I would find it quite ironic. Fast feed. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner knows that they have had a number of problems with the car that have made his driver Alex Albon's life very difficult. AlphaTauri team principal Franz Tost has confirmed that there's absolutely no doubt that in Melbourne next season, AlphaTauri will have two cars on the starting grid with two very competitive drivers. Mercedes' Valtteri Bottas has suggested there were a few strange races. These are hard to compare, but in the normal races the gap between him and Lewis was small, if there was a gap at all. He is also glad they finally made progress, especially with his driving style. Haas reserve driver Pietro Fittipaldi explained that he feels that he is on the big stage now, after his F1 debut standing in for Romain Grosjean. He added that it's different because there's a bunch of cameras, everyone taking pictures. Romain Grosjean, meanwhile, confirmed that the decision was made that he's not going to race in Abu Dhabi, and that he added that it's one of the hardest decisions of his life. He added that the risk of racing is too big for his recovery and his health, and stated that he will miss the team, but he will be supporting them as ever. And his team principal Gunther Steiner, on behalf of Gene Haas and himself, together with the whole Haas F1 team operation, have wished Romain well and a return to full health. Has Albon done enough to keep his seat for next year? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.